the invention of writing is the spark that ignited human civilization, forging the very fabric of our collective memory. As the earliest written records emerged, they not only chronicled the triumphs and failures of our ancestors, but also empowered them to build complex societies. And so, we embark on a fascinating journey to uncover the origins of this revolutionary innovation, where the pen first met parchment and forever changed the course of human history. In the fertile plains of Mesopotamia, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers nourished the cradle of civilization, a profound transformation was unfolding around 3500 BCE. The Sumerians, a resourceful and innovative people, were laying the groundwork for one of humanity's most significant achievements, the invention of writing. As they settled in cities like Uruk and Ur, their societies grew increasingly complex, with trade networks, governance, and cultural expression all contributing to an explosion of creative and administrative needs. The earliest evidence of writing's precursors can be found in the token-based systems used by the Sumerians for accounting and record-keeping. These small, geometric tokens made from clay served as a rudimentary means of tracking goods, services, and transactions. Archaeologists have unearthed numerous examples of these tokens at sites such as the ancient city of Uruk, where the temple complex dedicated to the goddess Inanna yielded a treasure trove of these early accounting tools. One of the most significant discoveries was made by the archaeologist Denis Schmont-Bessarat, who meticulously analyzed and cataloged thousands of these tokens. Her work revealed that the tokens were not merely passive objects, but rather an integral part of a dynamic system, with different shapes, sizes, and markings conveying specific information about quantities, commodities, and even transactions. This token-based system, though limited in its expressiveness, marked a crucial milestone on the path toward true writing. As the Sumerians continued to refine their administrative systems, they began to experiment with more sophisticated methods of recording information. The invention of cuneiform, which would eventually become one of the earliest forms of written language, was likely influenced by these early token-based systems. Cuneiform's distinctive wedge-shaped characters were initially used for practical purposes, such as accounting and record-keeping, but would soon evolve to encompass a wide range of literary, poetic, and even mythological texts. The city of Uruk, with its impressive ziggurat dedicated to the god Anu, was a hub of cultural and intellectual activity during this period. It is here that we find some of the earliest evidence of cuneiform writing, etched into clay tablets that have survived for millennia. The contents of these tablets provide a fascinating glimpse into the daily life, mythology, and administrative practices of the Sumerians, offering a unique window into the emergence of writing as a technology. The Sumerian Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the earliest surviving works of literature, would eventually be written in cuneiform, its lines weaving together myth, legend, and historical fact in a testament to the power of writing to transcend time and circumstance. As the Sumerian Epic of Gilgamesh was being written in cuneiform, its authors were not only preserving a legendary tale, but also pushing the boundaries of this nascent writing system. The epic's composition, which likely spanned several centuries, reflects the gradual refinement of cuneiform as a tool for literary expression. The scribes who worked on the Epic of Gilgamesh experimented with new ways to convey complex ideas, emotions, and narratives through the wedge-shaped characters, thereby expanding the expressive potential of written language. One of the most significant innovations in cuneiform writing during this period was the introduction of phonetic symbols. Initially, cuneiform characters had represented objects, concepts, or syllables, but with the development of phonetic symbols, scribes could now record the sounds of spoken language with greater precision. This breakthrough enabled the creation of more nuanced and detailed texts, including literary works like the Epic of Gilgamesh, which featured dialogue, poetic descriptions, and even musical compositions. The city of Nippur, located in the heart of Sumer, played a crucial role in the development of cuneiform writing during this period. As a major center of learning and culture, Nippur attracted scribes and scholars from across Mesopotamia who came to study, teach, and contribute to the evolving writing system. The Nippur scribes were renowned for their expertise in creating elaborate tablets adorned with intricate cuneiform inscriptions that showcase the artistry and technical skill of these early writers. Among the most notable scribes of this era was a man named Sin-Lika-Onini, who lived in the city of during the 7th century BCE. Sin-Lika-Onini is credited with compiling one of the earliest surviving versions of the Epic of Gilgamesh, which featured a standardized cuneiform script and a more cohesive narrative structure. His work on the epic demonstrates a deep understanding of the literary potential of cuneiform writing, as well as a commitment to preserving and transmitting the cultural heritage of the Sumerians. As cuneiform writing continued to spread throughout Mesopotamia, it encountered other emerging writing systems, such as the hieroglyphs of ancient Egypt. The exchange of ideas and technologies between these civilizations would eventually give rise to new forms of writing, including the alphabets that would come to dominate the ancient Near East. However, for the Sumerians and their successors, cuneiform remained the primary means of written communication, a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of those early scribes who had first developed this complex, expressive, and enduring writing system. The widespread adoption of cuneiform writing in Mesopotamia also facilitated the development of more complex administrative systems as governments and institutions began to rely on written records for taxation, trade, and governance. The palace of King Sargon the Great, founder of the Akkadian Empire, was a hub of bureaucratic activity, with scribes producing thousands of clay tablets that documented everything from crop yields and livestock inventories to diplomatic correspondence and royal decrees. In the ancient city of Babylon, which rose to prominence during the 18th century BCE, cuneiform writing played a central role in the creation of sophisticated legal codes, such as the famous Code of Hammurabi. This comprehensive set of laws, inscribed on a stele in cuneiform script, regulated aspects of Babylonian society ranging from commercial transactions and family relationships to criminal justice and social hierarchy. The Code of Hammurabi stands as a testament to the power of writing to shape and govern human societies, as well as to the enduring legacy of the Sumerian invention that had made such complex systems of governance possible. As the Code of Hammurabi exemplified the sophistication of cuneiform writing in Babylon, the city's scribes continued to refine their craft, producing intricate tablets that documented the intricacies of Babylonian life. One notable example is the Weld-Blundell prism, a clay prism created during the reign of King Sennacherib, which lists the kings of Babylon from the earliest times to the 7th century BCE. This remarkable artifact not only demonstrates the scribe's ability to record complex historical information, but also showcases the development of cuneiform writing as a tool for chronicling the past. The widespread use of cuneiform writing in Babylon also facilitated the creation of extensive libraries, where scribes would copy and preserve important texts, including literary works, economic records, and divinatory tablets. The most famous of these libraries is the one established by King Ashurbanipal in Nineveh, which housed over 30,000 clay tablets containing a vast array of texts, from the Epic of Gilgamesh to astronomical observations and medical treatises. This library, discovered in the 19th century, has provided invaluable insights into the intellectual and cultural achievements of ancient Mesopotamia. Among the many scribes who contributed to the creation of these libraries was a man named Nabu-Zukub-Kenu, who lived during the 7th century BCE. As a skilled scribe and scholar, Nabu-Zukub-Kenu was responsible for copying and editing many important texts, including the Epic of Gilgamesh and various divinatory works. His colophons, which appear at the end of many tablets, provide valuable information about the scribal tradition and the transmission of knowledge in ancient Mesopotamia. As cuneiform writing continued to evolve, it also began to influence other writing systems in the region. The appearance of Aramaic script, which emerged during the 8th century BCE, marked a significant development in the history of writing. Initially used by the Arameans, a Semitic people living in Syria and Mesopotamia, this alphabet would eventually spread throughout the ancient Near East, replacing cuneiform as the dominant form of written communication. The adoption of Aramaic script was facilitated by the Assyrian Empire's extensive trade networks and administrative systems. As Assyrian scribes began to use Aramaic for diplomatic correspondence and economic transactions, the new script gained widespread acceptance. The famous Taylor prism, created during the reign of King Sennacherib, features both cuneiform and Aramaic inscriptions, demonstrating the coexistence of these two writing systems during this period. The transition from cuneiform to Aramaic script was a gradual process, with many scribes continuing to use cuneiform for specific purposes such as literary and ceremonial texts. However, as the Assyrian Empire expanded and trade increased, the need for a more efficient and versatile writing system became apparent. The emergence of Aramaic script marked an important turning point in the history of writing, paving the way for the development of alphabets that would eventually dominate the ancient world. In the city of Uruk, which had been a major center of cuneiform writing since the Sumerian period, scribes continued to produce intricate tablets using the traditional wedge-shaped characters. However, as Aramaic script gained popularity, many Uruk scribes began to adopt the new alphabet for their everyday writing needs. This transition is evident in the many bilingual tablets discovered at Uruk, which feature both cuneiform and Aramaic inscriptions. One notable example of a Uruk scribe who worked during this period is a man named Ikisha, who created several tablets featuring Aramaic inscriptions. His work demonstrates a high degree of proficiency in the new script, as well as a deep understanding of the cultural and linguistic context in which it emerged. As the use of Aramaic script became more widespread, scribes like Ikisha played a crucial role in shaping the future of written communication in the ancient Near East. The influence of cuneiform writing on the development of Aramaic script is evident in the many similarities between the two systems. Both used a combination of logograms and phonetic symbols to represent words and sounds, and both relied on a complex system of signs and markings to convey meaning. However, Aramaic script also introduced several innovations, including the use of distinct symbols for vowels and the development of a more streamlined writing style. As the Assyrian Empire continued to expand, the use of Aramaic script spread throughout the ancient Near East, reaching as far as Egypt and Anatolia. The script's versatility and efficiency made it an ideal choice for diplomatic correspondence, trade agreements, and other forms of written communication. The many Aramaic inscriptions discovered on coins, seals, and other artifacts from this period testify to the widespread adoption of this new writing system. In the ancient city of Persepolis, which was a major center of trade and culture during the Achaemenid Empire, scribes used Aramaic script to record economic transactions and administrative documents. The many Aramaic tablets discovered at Persepolis provide valuable insights into the daily life and commerce of the ancient Persians, as well as the role of writing in their society. As the use of Aramaic script became more widespread, it also began to influence other writing systems in the region. The emergence of Hebrew and Phoenician scripts, which were closely related to Aramaic, marked an important development in the history of writing. These new alphabets would eventually give rise to a wide range of writing systems, including Greek and Latin, which would dominate the ancient world for centuries to come. As the Achaemenid Empire expanded, the use of Aramaic script continued to spread throughout the ancient Near East, becoming a lingua franca for administrative and commercial purposes. The Persian kings, including Darius I and Xerxes I, used Aramaic script in their official documents, such as the Behistun inscription, which featured inscriptions in Old Persian, Elamite, and Babylonian alongside Aramaic. This widespread adoption of Aramaic script facilitated communication across the vast empire, enabling efficient governance and trade. One notable example of the use of Aramaic script during this period is the Elephantine Papyri, a collection of documents discovered on the island of Elephantine in the Nile River. These papyri, which date back to the 5th century BCE, feature Aramaic inscriptions that provide valuable insights into the daily life and commerce of the Jewish community living in Egypt during the Persian period. The papyri include letters, contracts, and other documents that demonstrate the importance of writing in the administration of the empire. The spread of Aramaic script also had a significant impact on the development of other writing systems in the region. The Phoenician alphabet, which emerged in the eastern Mediterranean during the 2nd millennium BCE, was adapted and modified to create the Greek alphabet, which would eventually become the basis for the Latin alphabet used today. This process of adaptation and modification can be seen in the inscriptions found on the Sidon sarcophagus, which dates back to the 5th century BCE and features a Phoenician inscription that demonstrates the evolution of the alphabet. As the ancient world continued to evolve, the use of writing became increasingly widespread, with various civilizations developing their own unique scripts and writing systems. The Etruscan civilization, which flourished in what is now modern-day Italy from the 8th to the 1st centuries BCE, developed a distinctive script that was influenced by the Greek alphabet. Similarly, the ancient Chinese civilization developed a complex system of logograms and phonetic symbols that would eventually become the basis for the modern Chinese writing system. The conquests of Alexander the Great in the 4th century BCE further accelerated the spread of writing throughout the ancient world. As his empire expanded, Greek became the lingua franca, and the use of the Greek alphabet became widespread. The discovery of the Rosetta Stone in Egypt, which features an inscription in Greek, Demotic script, and hieroglyphics, demonstrates the importance of writing in the administration of the Ptolemaic kingdom, which was established by one of Alexander's generals. The Roman Empire, which emerged in the 1st century BCE, continued to use writing as a key tool for governance and administration. The development of the Latin alphabet, which was adapted from the Greek alphabet, enabled the Romans to create a sophisticated system of writing that would be used throughout their empire. The discovery of the Vindolanda tablets in Britain, which date back to the 1st century CE, provides valuable insights into the daily life and administration of the Roman Empire, demonstrating the importance of writing in the governance of the empire. As the Roman Empire expanded, the use of writing became increasingly widespread, with various regions developing their own unique scripts and writing systems. The emergence of Christianity in the 1st century CE led to the development of new forms of writing, such as the uncials and minuscules that were used in early Christian manuscripts. The discovery of the Codex Sinaiticus, which dates back to the 4th century CE, provides valuable insights into the evolution of the Christian script and the spread of Christianity throughout the ancient world. The fall of the Roman Empire in the 5th century CE marked a significant turning point in the history of writing. As the empire fragmented, various regions developed their own unique scripts and writing systems, leading to the emergence of new forms of writing, such as the Carolingian minuscule and the insular script. The discovery of the Lindisfarne Gospels, which dates back to the 8th century CE, provides valuable insights into the evolution of the insular script and the spread of Christianity throughout Europe. The spread of Islam in the 7th century CE led to the development of a new form of writing known as Arabic script, which would become a major force in the spread of literacy throughout the Middle East and North Africa. The discovery of the Quran, which dates back to the 7th century CE, provides valuable insights into the evolution of Arabic script and the spread of Islam throughout the ancient world. As the medieval period progressed, the use of writing continued to evolve, with various regions developing their own unique scripts and writing systems. The emergence of the printing press in the 15th century CE revolutionized the spread of literacy, enabling mass production of books and other written materials. The discovery of the Gutenberg Bible, which dates back to the 15th century CE, provides valuable insights into the evolution of printing technology and the spread of literacy throughout Europe. The modern period has seen the emergence of new forms of writing, such as shorthand and typewriting, which have enabled people to communicate more efficiently and effectively. The development of digital technologies in the 20th century CE has further transformed the way we write and communicate, enabling global communication and collaboration on an unprecedented scale. The discovery of the Internet, which dates back to the mid-20th century CE, provides valuable insights into the evolution of digital communication and the spread of literacy throughout the world. Today, writing remains a fundamental aspect of human communication, with various forms of writing being used in different contexts around the world. The study of writing's history provides valuable insights into the development of human civilization and the importance of literacy in shaping our world. The impact of writing on human civilization is immeasurable, having facilitated the development of complex societies, the dissemination of knowledge, and the creation of some of humanity's most enduring achievements. Thank you for joining me throughout this historical journey. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that, to understand the present, we must first understand the past.